First of all, could you just introduce yourself, who you are and what you do?
So, my name's Marie Todd. I'm a member of the Scottish Parliament representing the Highland and Island region.
What's your assessment as someone new to politics about universal credit?
So I guess, I'm new to politics, but before politics I did work in psychiatry, and one of the things which politicised me was the welfare reform programme that we saw between 2010 and 2015 with the coalition government, which was absolutely brutal. I could see firsthand the effect that it was having on people that I work with. Really, it was an example of the state making people unwell. And I don't want to live in the kind of country where the most vulnerable people in society are made ill by the state. I did have some experience of the welfare system before. And of course, since then, the UN has looked at those changes and subsequently some that the Tory government have brought in and said, used phrases like systematic abuse of the rights of disabled people.
The UK government are not here to defend themselves, but they would say that they've come up with a system that makes work pay. What's your view on that?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. So I think there are other ways to make work pay. This is about making benefits punish. If they wanted to make work pay, they could introduce a minimum wage that resembled a living wage. So no, I completely don't agree with that. And I think we heard the most powerful testimony from Macmillan CAB, which I've heard some of these stories before. Terminally ill people are not going to go back to work. So why are they suffering from universal credit? Why are they dying before they've got their money through? Why are they dying worrying about being in rent arrears? It's just callous and insensitive.
There's a lot of views out there that the government doesn't appear to be listening. Why do you think that's so?
You're asking me to put my feet in the shoes of a Tory government. I don't know. I think they're wedded to their ideology, and their ideology is about making work pay. But I think there's something in it about punishing poor people as well. You really would have to ask them why they're not listening, but it's not for lack of evidence being put forward, and being put forward very powerfully, both emotional evidence like we've heard today, but cold, hard economic facts. This is a cost-saving exercise, and it's definitely costing money, because tipping people into complete crisis is quite expensive for the state. There's extra money being spent on sheriffs, on cases going to court. There's extra money being spent by councils, mitigating hardship and coping with arrears. So this is an expensive cost-saving exercise. I don't know why they're not listening, and I can only assume it's because they don't want to.
As a member of the Scottish Parliament, you must feel very frustrated that you can't actually do something.
Unbelievably frustrated, and I suppose if you add to that I'm a member of the Scottish National Party, I believe that Scotland should be an independent country. This is one of the reasons why I believe Scotland should be an independent country. If Scotland as a nation were running a social security system, we wouldn't let it work like this. We wouldn't.
Do you even not have any sort of powers to slightly take the edge off this crisis?
So on universal credit, in welfare reform in general, we've spent about 350 million in 3 years mitigating some of the changes that have come, mainly things like the bedroom tax, which hasn't affected people in Scotland because of the choice of the Scottish government. There are some very limited flexibilities with universal credit, so we can choose, for people in Scotland can choose to get their payments fortnightly, and people in Scotland can choose to get their payment direct to their landlord. That's it. And the Scottish Government pays for Scottish people to have those flexibilities. It really is absolutely limited, and there have been some calls for us to mitigate the impact of universal credit because we've papered over the cracks of some of the other things, so we mitigated bedroom tax. But this is not something you can paper over. This is a chasm. It's not possible to paper over this crack.
Thank you very much indeed, Marie. Thank you. Appreciate it.